Greetings one and all, this is Rhythm Works and welcome to my channel, and today The Last of Us multiplayer. I just want to take some time out as to actually featuring my 4 custom loadouts. Now I must state this from the beginning, these are not the official best loadouts for each and every person playing the game. It's not a one size fits all set of loadouts, but these are the loadouts that are best suited towards my gameplay within the game. And obviously, you know, I can vary each custom loadout from one to the other depending on the type of gameplay my teammates or my random teammates seem to engage in. So let's have a look in the factions menu. And I do believe that it works under the same principle as Call of Duty by way of a point system, where you have X amount of points given to you and you have to utilize those points in the best way possible to optimize the loadout that you basically have. It has a maximum of 13 loadout points, which I do have. And this is my custom loadout 1. It's a pity that you can't actually name them, you know, for quick and easy access on the fly. But here's my first loadout. The first gun is the revolver. The small gun is the revolver, for the simple reason being that what I've noticed in a lot of games is that the revolver is pretty potent mid-range to close range, and I think it takes like around 3 or 4 shots to kill. I think around 3, I'm not sure, but in any event it's pretty accurate even from a far distance, you know. And as the reticule gets smaller, that's where your accuracy is increased. And yeah, it is definitely a good power weapon to have as a side weapon. Second of all is the semi-auto rifle. Oh, and I must add that the revolver doesn't cost any points whatsoever. And going to the semi-auto rifle, which, as you can see, the damage and the accuracy on it is pretty much decent. Now if I click onto that, you have the option of basically making it a silent semi-auto, which will cost another 2 points. But you know, just to even the spread out across all my kickbacks, if you like, and all my weapons, I had to sacrifice the silencer. So in essence, both of my weapons has no silencer on them, so I will be revealed on the map. However, going down a step, I'll go to Hawkeye in a minute, but going down to Covert Training 3, which is worth 5 points, which is basically the kickback, if you like, that everyone seems to be using. You can't be marked and you won't show up on the enemy's listening mode or on the radar when you're crouch walking basically, and you start with a shiv when you spawn. So more or less it's like, you know, you have a weapon equipped. The consensus of quite a few players is to actually smoke and chiv. That's where they throw a smoke bomb and they run behind you and chiv you, or they basically stand up in or crouch down behind a hiding place and wait for a person to pass and then chiv. Happens to me quite a few times, so I know that is definitely a common tactic within Covert Training. Going back to the Hawkeye, which is equal 4 points, which marks your enemies for 3 seconds longer. Your marked enemies will glow and the enemies around them will also be marked as well. Now this is very handy for the side missions where you have to have a certain amount of people marked at one time, and that, you know, it puts you in the mode of support for the other teammates to play. Pistol auto zoom basically is when you have a sidearm. As soon as you aim, it will basically bring the target closer. Self-explanatory more or less. Obviously I could have basically upgraded it to 2, but I just wanted to have an even spread, like I said, with the kickbacks and all the other stuff. So I just kind of minimize the sacrifice from one to the other. And the explosion expert could increase it to 50%, but it all depends on how skillful you are with certain weapons. So that's more or less that. So that's my loadout 1. Okay, my loadout 2 which is the revolver. Already explained that. And the burst rifle. Now the burst rifle for me, at first, I wasn't really comfortable with it because the recoil was freaking huge on this thing, you know what I mean? You know, I found it difficult to control. But looking at the way how other beast players use them, you kind of learn very quickly. So I just kind of stuck at it and, you know, just worked on how to shoot down, hold my weapon down a lot. And, you know, it seems to work out fine for me. And even if I don't get the kill, guaranteed I'll get an assist of some kind. Pistol auto zoom, I've already explained that. Covert training, I explained that as well. Hawkeye, explained that also. But the difference on this loadout is the actual purchasable weapons, which you have a choice of here. The El Diablo, the assault rifle, the shotgun, military sniper, flamethrower, and machete, which are basically like your backup weapons that you can purchase depending on how well you do within the match. Now I've chosen the El Diablo as a sidearm and as a scoped sidearm as well. And as you can see, you know, the damage is potent and the accuracy, you know, is right up there. So what I've done on this case is actually, you know, utilize the pistol auto zoom and the El Diablo rather. So from long range, you know, I can scope them out pretty good. And if I don't get the kill, I get an assist. You know what I mean? I'm not that greedy. Well, I'm not greedy. Okay, well, that's custom loadout 2. Custom loadout 3 is a full-on assault loadout. And the revolver as standard. I mean, don't get me wrong, the 9mm is pretty good as well. But I find with the 9mm, you got to more or less empty your gun to put down your opponent. And, you know, with the experience that I've had playing this game, you know, I'm getting mullered with the revolver more than the 9mm. So I'm just following the big boys here. And it's free, so I don't have to spend any points on that. With the burst rifle, I've fully maxed that out to silence it as well. Because what I notice obviously is that, you know, whenever people are getting hit by a silenced weapon, they don't know which direction to turn. Do you know what I mean? By which time you've probably emptied 6 rounds in them. And if you don't get the kill, get the assist at least. Do you know what I mean? That's my team-based thinking in that regard. Covert training, you know, pistol auto zoom, you know, and I've changed my purchasable weapon to an assault rifle because experience has shown me that with the assault rifle you get at least 10 rounds within the assault rifle, and a lot of people are basically using that because, you know, you get killed by those a lot. So if you're getting killed by those a lot, you might as well learn how to utilize those weapons, because if it's working for them by you getting killed a whole heap of times, then it must work for you. That's my thinking of it. And custom loadout 4, and I've equipped myself with the silent shorty, which is maxed out. And when you're mid-range and probably up close, it only takes like 2 shots to down. Silenced burst rifle, I should say. Self-explanatory, as I explained on the last loadout. Covert training I explained as well. Marathon runner. Now, I used to use marathon runner to basically run away from my enemies. But stupid me didn't realize that I can use that to run towards my enemies as well. I'm learning that as well. So it's definitely good to run to and run from your enemies because the sprint lasts 15% longer. Yeah, so there you have it. A list of my custom loadouts that I basically use. Like I said, it's not a one-size-fits-all set of loadouts. It's just suitable for my kind of gameplay and to the kind of gameplay that I need to execute depending on the randoms and my teammates' type of gameplay as well, which there are quite a few, you know, so it's not really the same people in the team at one time, for me anyway. But you know, it works for me, and on balance, you know, I win as much as I lose, so I'm happy with that. Do you know what I mean? But that's it. So I hope that has been of any help to you whatsoever, and if you have You know, any suggestions that are way even better than mine, you know, please suggest them. You know, spread the knowledge so we can share the knowledge. You know what I mean? So that's more or less it. I'll catch you guys later in another one. And until such time, happy gaming, and I'm out. Peace.